Hi, and good morning, everybody. As it still is morning here in Jamaica. Not early morning, though, but morning, yeah. And I watched yesterday Lennon Honors vegan, raw food health journey. Um, and I was inspired to also do a video on that, trying to make it as brief as possible, talking about my health food or my food journey and where my goals are on that. So I first was introduced to vegetarianism when I was 14. That is a while ago, as I'm in my 20s, but in the later part of my 20s. So, um, yeah, so I was 14 when I decided I want to be vegetarian. And that was because my dad was a vegetarian, but he wasn't like a real vegetarian. He was like maybe for a year or two he was a vegetarian, and then he went back. Like now he's a full blown meat eater again. But he did inspire me to be a vegetarian, and my friends around me, um, who started becoming vegetarian, but not as I would define a vegetarian today. Back then, we would say we're vegetarians, but we would still eat chicken sometimes. Or, I mean, I was never a fish eater, but if something I liked would have fish in it, which wouldn't happen too often because I never liked fish, but if so, I would still eat it. Or, yeah, but still milk and egg and all these things. Well, I was a vegetarian with sometimes chicken. What I definitely didn't eat anymore was sausages with, yeah, sausages and anything with pork in it. That was where I definitely draw a clear line, no pork. So, yeah, and then when I was 16 now, I was like, okay, let me be a more serious vegetarian now. That was after I visited Jamaica, um, you know, for the holidays and came back to Germany. And then I was like, let me be a real vegetarian now and never eat chicken and no meat. So I did that. And then I was good with that. And I never thought of changing anything about that. I thought veganism is just for extremists who love animals and are for animal rights and those things. And I never had no aspiration concerning that. I never had pets, so I never had a close connection to animals. As in, I wouldn't eat them because I love them or anything like that. It was more because of health reasons why I decided to be a vegetarian in the first place. So that's why I never considered veganism. But then I met some people. I met somebody who considered themselves at that time as an African Hebrew Israelite. And whoever knows them knows that they're vegans. So that's the first time I saw a black person being a vegan. And I was like, huh? Why? And he explained to me, it's even healthier and everybody should be a vegan. Um, because of health. Like he really came with the whole health approach and also life. Like it doesn't make sense to eat anything that, like, in order for you to eat you have to kill, and all these thoughts. So um just to have to focus your life around maintaining life, sustaining life. One second. Yeah, don't want to be disturbed by the kids. um so I just tried this whole vegan thing for a week. I was like, let me see if I can live without milk and egg for a week. Well, I didn't eat egg. I forgot that I didn't drink milk. I mean, I wouldn't drink a glass of milk. I would, dairy products. I would go somewhere and drink some kind of milk coffee. And I was like, oh, darn, that's milk. But then I was like, well, if I can do a week, maybe I can do two. And that's how it just snowballed into a full blown vegan diet. And of course, not of course, but in my case, in the beginning, a lot of soy products too replace cow's milk, and which was okay. But even at that time, I knew that's not where I'm going to stay at. That's just, because now I don't really know better, and it's easy access, and I do miss certain foods, so I would just eat a lot of soy, soy milk, and all these things. So now, and ever since that, I think when I became a vegan, I was 21. Yeah, 21 or 22. 22. 22. And so almost 10 years, 8 years of being a vegetarian, or half vegetarian, full vegetarian, vegan. Then, yeah, and ever since, I've been always playing with our live food diet. Like, I had phases where I would go completely live. Um, when I was in university, I would have, where my mom and my dad aren't there to, I would just buy my own food and look after my own self. So I would just buy my food, buy a whole heap of vegetables, and would just make, in the morning, I would eat like cereal, like oats, and I would make my own almond milk, and these things. But I would still buy oats milk and stuff like that. Um, so I would eat oats with banana, or I would just eat banana cereal, banana and apple cereal with almond milk, or I would buy almond milk. And later eat, some kind of vegetable salad. I love the eggplant salad that I made myself. I would put a whole lot of seeds in it, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, and all that stuff. Um, Avocado, you know. And as dessert, because I'm a dessert girl, um, I don't know what it's like in America, but in Europe, especially like in Germany at least, you grew up liking desserts. So I would make a banana shake, and I was good for the day. And I had phases where I would just do that. And so shortly after that, after one of these phases, I got pregnant. While I was pregnant, the only thing I could eat was live. Like, I was one of these pregnant women who, at that time I was, I'm not gonna tell you, but yeah, shortly after, leaving college, university, um, I was pregnant, and I was one of these pregnant women who couldn't eat anything. I was the skinniest I ever was while I was pregnant. And the only thing, like, a friend was like, if you don't eat anything, and if you don't like your favorite foods, just try to go live again. And that's what I did. And then I moved back to to the city where my mom lives, and she would just, prepare these nice salads for me and all that stuff. And that's where I really got into the whole art of preparing live food. Um, and that's all I ate basically while I was pregnant. And well, after I delivered Curia into the world, um, they told me I had to gain more weight to breastfeed. So I would eat a lot, and I wouldn't just eat live. I would eat, I mean, of course, still vegan, but I would eat a lot of cooked food and heavy, coconut milk and peanut butter stuff. And then after I stopped nursing him, I went through several cleansings. And while I did my Kemetic yoga instructor training, I was only live for a month, eating live foods for a month. And that's where I really got some skills on eating live food. Preparing, eating, well, I could always do that good, but preparing live food. Yeah, and my goal now for 2013 is to be on a 90 to 95% only live food diet, so that I really can say I'm a live foodist. Because I always have phases, and then I go back because of conveniences and inconveniences. So yeah, I really want to be a 95% live foodist. So I'm gonna blog about that, my journey to become, a better eater. All right. It was longer than I wanted it to be, but thanks for listening, and more videos will come soon. Bless.